this morning, a Thursday, with someone who's got the kind of energy you want for a Thursday. James Silas.
Yeah, good morning, Lagos. Good morning, everybody. Mas, are you trying to
I told you guys.
put me on mute or what? I don't understand.
James
Good morning,
Silas.
Lagos.
On this one, even at this point, I have to see my eardrums are still working. You still, oh, come
No,
on.
come on, that wasn't even loud.
Oh,
How are we doing? I mean, it's a cold Thursday morning. I mean, the rain, should we say, has not been nice, or do we want this rain?
for areas where the electricity supply is nothing to write home about, they would be saying this is just the kind of weather that makes you not to you wouldn't bother if there is light.
Would this not encourage the breeding of mosquitoes and everything?
It sure will, but then there are places where they say sometimes too the population has a way of human population has a way of the rainy season does good for human population. But hey, what do I know really?
I don't know about that one. I don't know.
Shall we dig into a whole lot?
We should.
So we'd like to let you know you should brace up for the good, the bad, and not so good stories all inside this grapevine this morning. Be sure to respond to any of the stories we are treating this morning on 0809 444 0981 will be where we like to get those messages to. James Silas, let's see this first one. In the last 48 hours, I've had a roller coaster of emotion. Very, very sad, the last 48 hours for me. Especially yesterday, I was sad and then I was very hungry at the same time as a result of a particular news that broke in Lagos where we say it was a Black Tuesday for entertainment in Lagos and of course Nigeria. That's saying this that well, how can a star just coming out just fall off from the firmament that way? The Afrobeat singer Ilerioluwa Oladimeji Aloba, popularly known as Mohbad, heaved the last breath on Tuesday, and we're still trying to come to terms with it. How did that hit you?
I mean, it hit me. I was say a root. I was surprised. That was the least thing I wanted to. I mean, I would have thought, here in this industry at this point in time, especially with the fact that a lot of the information. I mean, all the reports I've been seeing right after that announcement. First of all, I thought it was a rumor. I was just even 2 hours after the news broke. Of course, he started trending almost immediately, and I mean there were words of this true, is this like a media storm? So I wasn't sure. I just couldn't even place, and I kept wondering. Yes, they said, or the story reports was that he died, but there was no clear explanation or report of why or how he died. And I feel like it's still the same situation until right now. I mean, until an official autopsy or report is done, so it was quite surprising for me. I mean, I have a friend who, in New York, who actually had told me earlier that the guy had a performance for ahead of the Independence Day celebration, so that he was supposed to be in New York for that performance. And 2 days prior, he also performed for one of the drink brands in Ikorodu. So hearing on Tuesday, I think it was in the afternoon, so I heard that he had passed, and I'm wondering, okay, just suddenly, I mean, let's not even forget the fact that there was a time, I think last year or so, where he had his situation with his former record label and former record label boss, Mali, and all of that whole thing. It was a situation of, oh, are they going to hurt him? Are they going to, that there were just different stories, but that had actually faded out or passed, and then this now happened, So, and then the reports are still not clear, like I said, maybe until proper autopsy. And but I'm also hearing that he was buried, probably the next day or less than 24 hours or something. I'm not clear with that.
Now it was buried yesterday around Inikorodu from what I gathered, and honestly, I was sad with the manner in which a star, we all know death is a leveler, and I've seen solemn burials being organized if you're a Muslim, but that in itself, what I saw from the visuals that is circulating online, leaves a whole lot to be desired in the way it was just dumped in. It's on, if that's a video that goes around the world about how we put a star such as that gave us hits that made us so happy, when we celebrated with the Cape Kopoke and other great piece we listened to. and no autopsy. How do you, a man dies in this country in this kind of situation? No autopsy. What are the law enforcement authorities even doing?
Yeah, just the question, or begs the question that I was expecting a proper report. Even I expected that the police were supposed to jump on the situation to say, okay, to jump, because even even if you die on the way to the hospital, you'll be asked to bring police reports. Do you
Yes.
understand? And somehow, some way, the police gets involved in the situation. They want to question how did he die or what happened. I mean, there's like I said, there's been different variants of reports here and there, and all of them. The safest way they put it these days in the media is allegedly. So nobody really knows what's there. But I expect that we're supposed to have like an official report, even from the government, law
Yes.
enforcement, to say this is exactly what have happened. And if they buried him, of course they can still exhume the body, respectfully, to be sure to ascertain cause of death. So, I mean, I've seen one of the reports that said that he had an ear infection, and then they gave him an injection in the hospital, and then he what's it called, he passed on for maybe got into coma, and then from there. So, but there's no official report, except
Yes.
if I'm speaking right now, maybe as a press time, or right
It's
now
happening.
that has happened, but I don't know. But it's still not clear. It's still very blurry. So it would be nice to know exactly what happened to the young guy.
Now, it also, what does it say about us as a people? Here was this young man, like you alluded to earlier on. Last year, he had this back and forth with his former
Yeah.
label, and it also seemed the man was troubled. He was in the valley. And now to hear that he's passed on, his album, I hear the songs are picking up on Apple platforms and all the rest at number one. So we wait for our stars to go. When they need help, we don't even reach out to help them out. And then here we are.
Yeah, sometimes we really do. I mean, but there's only much that people can do. When it comes to celebrities, you see them high up there. I mean, if you're not a direct friend, a lot of times there's not much you can do really. And if nobody's coming out to speak, we are in a system where a lot of people are going through a lot, and we don't even know how to seek for help.
Yeah.
Sometimes they say just speak out. And when you say speak out, we wonder, speak out where? You understand what I'm saying? We don't have a lot of
Support
system. We don't have openings here and there where you can just walk in and find help. I mean, we might probably have some, but I don't know how effective or where actually. But it would have been nice, because I remember one interview that Bella Shmurda was had with Chude,
Should they?
where he said that he had one time intervened or something, or just reporting or saying that Mohbad was going to commit suicide earlier in the year and all that. And you wonder, people just looked at it, and that was it. Probably moved on. Hopefully, maybe his friends, some of his friends would have reached out and say, "Oh, we didn't know you were going through this or that." So, but he seemed to have been going through a lot since that's his whole drama with the former label and been struggling. And I mean, sadly, I saw on one of the reports that he even has a wife and a 5-month-old kid.
Light the song.
Do you understand? So, I mean, I didn't even know that he had gotten married. So he seemed to have lived a very few months of drama in his life, and it's actually sad that he now died at this point in time.
Now, doesn't that resonate? No, I know they're in different class. That Green story back all over again. Just gone before. When you feel they would stay this long.
Yeah, I mean, in all fairness, we still have a lot of those. I mean, apart from celebrities, we have a lot of young people who are passing and everything. That Green's own passing was maybe a different circumstance. He passed. He had a terrible accident. That he didn't make. He didn't survive. This is actually, I mean, for Dagwin's, in Dagwin's situation, you can, at least we understand. It didn't just happen suddenly. He had the accident, and people were all hoping that he was going to make it. There were words and reports of him talking back at somebody that's but then suddenly he passed. But in this situation, there was no trail to the demise. It was just boom, Mohbad is
gone.
So somehow.
With all of the talent and all that, that's how one of the promising Afrobeats star just fall off the firmament. And just wish the family and the son and the wife the fortitude to bear this love. And the father.
His dad, I don't know about the mom, but at least we are very clear that.
Yes.
I heard one of the reporters said that Davido sent 2 million to the
Mm.
dad, that kind of thing. And it's sad
And the
actually.
father played some instrumental role in his career, because at some point we saw a video where the father was said to have gone to appeal on his behalf with his
With
former record label
Naira
boss,
Marley.
yes, to
Yes,
say,
I saw
I
that
saw
video
the
as
video and
well.
all that. But
Mm.
so much we can say about it, a whole lot to be said, but we have to move on to other issues right now on the grapevine this morning. But it's really a sad passing. And but let's move on to a bright patch this morning inside the grapevine. The stories that the MTN VMAs 2023 is come and it's gone, and a bright Nigerian star is making the country proud. Just one album, the power of one good song, and a collabo. Never underestimate it. That's what I have to say about this. But Rema beats Davido, Burna Boy, Wizkid to Best Afrobeats Award at the VMAs with Calm Down, Selena
Yeah.
Gomez.
So you said MT and it's actually MTV
Okay, sorry.
VMAs. Yeah.
Thanks, man.
So sometimes reports, the way the reports come, remember beats
Mm.
this and that. Can we just leave it
Don't
at
mind us. We just have
Rema
this way of.
wins? Do you understand? So, but we all get the messages regardless. But you see, it's actually interesting. One of the good things generally that I'll say about winning this award or this particular award is the fact that before our artists, this award used to be given at the backyard, not on the main stage. But these days, or this time around, we've come to that point where we are getting this on the same global stage with, in fact, receiving this award from another superstar. It's a big deal. I really it was beautiful to watch. It's interesting. I mean, this is not happening for the first time. We've been pretty much in the forefront when it comes to Afrobeats music or African music, however you put it. And I'm happy for Rema. I think it's his time, it's his moment. He's very much enjoying it.
What came to me was not even that they picked up the award. It's not even a surprise for me,
Yeah,
because after it's hit a 1 billion, that remix
that
has
song
done
exactly.
1 billion already in
Yes.
terms of streams. Was the post award speech he made,
Mm.
where he paid tribute. For me, it just showed that he's got what the Yoruba say is opolo. He's got wisdom. He
Yeah,
had to,
has
he didn't
sense.
just gloat about it. He made sure he mentioned everybody, the forebears who came,
Yeah,
Fela, and then went on to
yeah.
Tubaba. For me, that was it. And then also thanked Selena Gomez for choosing him for that.
I mean, Rema, it also brings to mind, I just feel like Rema these days is goals when it comes to acceptance speeches. I remember
Okay.
what he also, his comment at the concluded head is, very brilliant speech as well, well thought out. You can almost think that he had a script, or the teleprompter was just scrolling what he had to say. Apt, particularly, mentioning and giving respect to people that deserve respect, and it's just cool. And because he's young, so you can only imagine that people paved the way for him. People gave him a shot. I mean, shout out to the Prince, who
You
also,
mentioned the Prince,
do you
yes.
understand, who also not necessarily discover, but we can still say discover, who has been like the mentor, who's the protege of, and it can only get better. This is what we look forward to. When you have the opportunity, and you explore it, you also try to give back to the industry or the people
Mm.
or the ones behind you. Just saying basically.
Now, quickly before we leave, we cannot leave without mentioning a certain Taylor Swift, mentioning about 11 categories, swept 9 awards. Then she partied like it was 2000, year 2000 all over when Shakira performed.
Yeah.
Just speak to that a
I
bit.
mean, Taylor Swift, it's actually interesting that sometimes when if they give you a pen and paper to say write down the names of your top or favorite artists, sometimes you might forget a Taylor Swift,
Mm.
really, because she's not particularly your average or your regular pop artist.
Yes.
So, but it's interesting that these are people who are actually controlling the numbers, the streaming platforms. They are the icons of that. Of when it comes to this thing we call the music business,
Yes.
they are running things. They are just. She's a big deal. However you want to put it, she is a big deal. I mean, when I look at my playlist, I don't really have Taylor Swift on my playlist.
Oh, welcome to it anyway.
Do you
She
understand?
does good songs.
So I know, do you understand? I agree totally. I know it's not even today, but even at that, I just still look at her from afar.
Mm.
But I respect her and see that Taylor Swift is a big deal.
Anyway, we see the red lights now. We need to quickly go on this quick stop. But when we come back, still a whole lot to talk about inside the Grapevine. My name is Omatseye Atsenuwa. And James.
Yeah! It's interesting, you know, that's Taylor Swift. It's mind blowing.
What I love, see, you touched it very well. Let me tell you what you said that even struck it for me. You said they control the number.
They do.
Now, when she came on board, what did she say? When she was accepting the award, she said, I'm happy that these awards are voted for.
Bro.
She controls the numbers as she's a major deal. She just got off Era's tour and now she released a movie from a tour.
Bro, that girl for her age, for what she's a, I don't know. We have to check if I don't know who's doing or who's running the numbers.
Our followership is bad.
It's insane. It's insane.
So if you are running a company, you say you are doing viewers' choice and say you want to go and vote, whatever Taylor puts her hand, she gets it.
How many years ago she had one thing with Apple?
Well, even the record, she's now been recording most of her songs because of she had issues with the record label and all those things. She's just too gifted.
That girl, she's running her, even with her publishing and everything, she has her own publishing. So you know what it means for her to have her own publishing too, to have her master's. Is it publishing or what's it called? Her master's.
She's not a doctoral even. They give her honorary even, so she's Dr. Taylor Swift. No. See, and what I just love is the way she's down to earth. See the way she was just flexing, drinking, and enjoying herself.
Of course.
Nothing. No air.
No stress.
No stress. So she's just I really enjoy her. I have a song on my playlist. I just like going back to her. She does real good crosses from pop to country.
Yes.
She just oscillates between that genre.
Yes.
And see the guys who came out to give the award and sing.
Exactly. Do you understand?
What else? And then she comes up and say, I'm so happy to receive this from your pop hands.
Hey, do you understand?
This girl is just...
That's like pun intended.
Yeah. Oh, God, man.
Hey.
No.
No, she deserves it.
I just hope this guy, Rema builds on this. With Selena and this exposure. I'm just praying.
Back when on my trip,
yeah,
bro, on the mainstream radio, we were playing the song anyhow.
Yeah, we're back, man. We're back now. Let's go. Shall we?
Yeah.
We have some messages. Go there. Come on. We're smooth 98.1 FM. It's gone exactly, let's see, 26 minutes before the top of the hour, 9 o'clock. But yeah, we're inside the Grapevine. It is the 14th day of September 2023, and James Silas is still...
Yeah, absolutely. He's still here.
So we've got a couple of messages as reactions already. So let's quickly go over there. Then we get back to the juicy stories. Let's see this one from Tayo. It goes to speak on the issue of Mohbad. It said, God rest the dead and comfort his loved ones. 27 is such a young age too. But despite all the arguments and counter-arguments, he wasn't treated fairly in the industry. But what I find irritating are some people already discussing at his burial their intent to start collecting items from his widow. People don't have shame. That's the walk of shame then again. And this is another reminder. Plan your estate as soon as you can for the benefit of your loved ones and against vultures. Life is too ephemeral. That's what he said. Next, we'll find Victor Shewun coming with this message. He says, is Rema next in line after Wizkid, Davido, Burna, and Olamide? That's what he said. Just asking a question. James Silas, you've got an answer for that one?
I don't know.
And Ali comes up with this one saying, I expect Taylor Swift to party the way she did at the VMA. I just can't get over the videos. I've been watching them. Then it goes on. She has evolved through the VMAs, from scandals, from Kanye. Yeah, you forgot that?
Of course.
Okay, good.
VMAs, of course.
Then the downing moments and beautiful moments. She really has grown through the years of the VMA. Let's you know this name very well. Go ahead. Let's see this name. What's that?
Xavier.
From Bagada, yeah. So he says,
I'm a
yeah, okay, good. Mazi James,
Yes, my brother.
one Silas.
Yes,
Oh yeah, Eddies.
I'm here with you.
No.
Yes,
Wait
no,
till you carry come back
my
from
brother. They call it Alafia.
And it goes on to say, I'm sorry, but there is something sinister about Mohbad's death. God rest his soul. That's all they have to say. So you too can be like our callers, those guys who sending your messages to 0809-444-0981. Let's get the messages going, but let's get into the juicy details inside the grapevine this morning. Okay, copy. Do you copy that, James Silas?
I do.
So let's go. This one is the DJ who's always in our face. She takes her basketballs and she gives it to us also on Twitter, on X. She's not. I mean, we just love her for that. And now it says she desires to become Ashake's full-time backup singer, and that's the Oxford-trained DJ, Nigerian DJ, billionaire daughter, Florence Ifeoluwa Otedola, also known as DJ Copy. When she met Ashake for the first time. So,
I mean, just when they talk about cruise, Copy is another cruise.
I'm telling you.
So that's a cruise mistress. So she's. I mean, it's funny, it's interesting, but I mean, shout out. It's still a situation of when you appreciate what somebody does and you just sort of either jokingly or somehow connect or express it however you want. But we get the joke.
No, but for me, what I saw, look, see, less of it. The DJ career must be good. At least, I mean, even if the money somewhere is not, it doesn't look like maybe that's what one depends on for the bills. But you would say if you find a place where you can back up a singer to better your music career, no shame in it now, because after all, since the gelato, we were waiting for another track to hit the scene. So this looks like tutelage.
I don't know. I don't know how, because even when you listen to what's his name again, Ashake's music.
Yes.
Ashake's music is not I don't know, it's heavily backed by him or pushed by his lead when it comes to the vocals.
Yes.
Of course, he has one. You listen and you know that okay, of course, there's a whole lot of force in terms of the backup. But I don't see for backup singers, you really may not be relevant or as impactful. But I think that maybe if we talk about collaboration, then you might just have a proper shot in the forefront. But as a backup singer, we just know that Copy is right behind it. We will not be able to pick you out instinctively and not. I don't know about Copy as a vocalist.
Okay, then probably free advice from James Silas is Copy. Think about a collabo. Let's see a single drop.
Maybe DJ, be an official DJ.
Okay.
Run his tracks for him.
All right, for free. James Silas has given you that advice already, DJ Copy. So let's move on to this next one. A legend is speaking, and the young ones must come and sit around to listen and drink from the fountain of wisdom that Richard Mofedamijo, former commissioner of tourism in Delta State, and an actor who's proven his mettle on seasoned. Don't even go there. But we mentioned him last time on the Grapevine for when he was speaking to one of these fans who came around, wanted to have a shot, and he said, "Take this thing, Charlie, if you want to speak English." But he's back here to give advice when he appeared on with another legend, another guy also who's also down to earth and does the talk show that's talking about Teju Babyface Oyelakin, saying that being faithful in marriage is hard.
I mean, coming from him, it can't be any. I mean, there's where's the lie. I think it's beyond not just marriage, generally relationships. I feel like I don't know if I'll use the word hard or difficult, but I think we should understand the fact that it takes a lot of sacrifice and compromise to be in a relationship. I mean, as one who's also married, I totally understand where or what he's saying. So, but I think apart from marriage, even any relationship, if you're able to, even with yourself, when it comes to relationship with yourself, if you to discipline is very, very important. If you're unable to discipline yourself, who knows, outside yourself, then dealing with other people might also be difficult, but yes, I mean, I believe that for him who has, I mean, he's in his second marriage after he lost his first wife, you understand? So, and then they've been going strong, they've been going together. I mean, I'm very, very sure that he will have his challenges in his marriage, either now or before.
Yes.
Don't forget that R&D is like one of the like should I use the word hottest actors in Nigeria, if not Africa. But even in his old age, a lot of
It
people he
might not.
still.
You see, I am the old.
So
Have
see
you
what I'm
haven't you
saying
seen
is,
him cruising?
do you understand? See what I'm saying is, so but
Yeah.
I'm just even saying that he's one of
Even though
the,
he's 60 or
do you
thereabout now.
understand,
Yes.
sought after personalities, but good things that he's married, and even at that, sometimes the streets don't care if you're married or not, as long as you are, good looking, or you're just up there. So yes, relationships can be difficult, marriage can be difficult. It takes a lot of sacrifices, both for the men and for the women.
I like what, before we leave the story to rest, we just take a quote from what he said while speaking on this podcast with Teju Babyface. He says, quote, "Women are like Jezebel. They are like Delilah. They prepare. The only way you can perpetuate the real intentions of the enemy is to constantly aim at the image of God or the symbol of authority at any time. You shoot it down." That's what he says.
Exactly, and that's coming from a veteran, both in life and on the big screen. So
Yes.
he pretty much knows that's somebody that would have faced a lot of temptations. That we don't know, might have even fallen for someone, but at least has taken time to understand some of the vices. And like I said, it's actually way beyond the, not just for the men, just for the women.
Yes.
Some people also want the icons. Respectfully, I'm sorry to be prejudiced, but some people they just look at their either male or female, picture them in bed as against just admire what they do, for a living. So, but it can get crazier than that too, But yeah, I totally understand what you're saying.
All right, from there we move on to another African icon. That's Akon, the Senegalese American singer, who's saying, well, as you see, to stay rich, you have to stay very stingy. And if you're thinking of buying a private jet, please don't even try, because I sold it because it can make me poor. Take it away.
So I think it depends on how, because for some people, even when you buy that private jet, it's not for them only. Some people put it back into business and actually make the private jet, or what's it called, or whatever the luxury item is, sort of generate income for them. So, but maybe in his own case, he bought it and kept it down and waiting for any time he wants to fly. Do you understand?
Yes.
So, but for some people, it's probably for business, proper for business, and then so whenever, but when they want to fly or when they want to use it, it's made available for them. So you don't just sit down there paying tax and paying for the space, airspace, and what's it called, the
Parking
space and all of that, plus maintenance. So because like he said sometimes the cost of maintenance in a year is even more expensive than the cost of flying it at all or something. But that's only if the private jet is not generating income. So it will be foolish to just buy something like that and just keep it down and wait until and how many times do you really fly, is it per year or per month or whatever. So but yes, but I still understand the fact that for him he's stingy to himself, maybe, because I listened to, I heard a lot of other things that he said in that interview, and just so funny. So but I sort of get what
for
he's
a man
saying.
who has a large family too, don't forget that he has to be wise. You talked about planning your estate, or you said it here.
Yes, I know. So that's he has to. So, but of course, money. I think what they still say about money is not because you don't spend it, but if you actually invest your money, then you'll be fine. But not. It doesn't matter how long you try to be stingy to yourself for. The money is just going to be there sitting doing nothing until then you pass. And some people who know how to squander will come and help you.
I like the way you put it, but then someone, you trust me, when you put these things out on social media, someone came and just tagged himself on it and said, say you are broke, Jerry, don't even come and be about it. So, and all those things. But close this one up quickly, as we have Steve Harvey here. He's out defending his significant other here, saying, just let her rest.
There are a lot of rumors, I mean, we had the last one in August or so, and it feels like there's, I mean, excuse me, some people will say there's no fire without smoke, or smoke without fire. How do you put it? But the guy has stood his ground, even with the wife and everything, to say that people should mind their business and leave us alone. And I really, really think that people need to leave them alone. And I think it starts with the media and talks here and there. If he has said they are fine, that whatever people are speculating is not so, people should allow them. They should. What's the joy? What exactly are you looking for in the breakup of their marriage, of their relationship? I feel like he's in a good place. And if he said, or whatever the case is, that he's happy with where he is with his wife and his family or his home, people should let it rest and stop poking their noses into what does not concern them. That's the way I see it.
All right. Final story, James
Yeah.
Silas. I don't know when is the right time for retirement, but the African giant is giving us cause to begin to think about retirement. That's because he's mentioned that he would be retiring. He's looking forward to that. And we're like, when Michael Jackson celebrated 30
But I don't
years on
believe
the
him.
stage.
Yes,
Oh,
I don't believe him. I don't think the African giant is ready to rest at any time soon. I mean,
okay.
I don't see that happening. And so sometimes, of course, there will always be a time where you want to rest. But um, Burna Boy has also done. He has done a good time, no doubt. But it's when it comes to rest. This whole thing is just even starting. He has not finished conquering. Like, I mean, I don't know if he has covered the whole continent that, like he said before, that he was winning one or two. So, but Burna Boy is just starting as far as I'm concerned. I don't
Have you
think.
seen what the City Boy anthem is doing across the
Oh,
world?
absolutely.
The feet stamping.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
If your floor isn't strong, don't even try that.
Don't play.
Don't play.
So, but I mean, so I don't see him retiring anytime. But
Yeah.
I mean, you can project.
Yeah.
But the kind of money that the guy is making right now, he needs to make a lot of it. And the way he's also, burning that money, I feel like he needs to make
His
so
name is
much
Burna
money.
Boy, so
Eh,
that's
eh.
his name. It's
And you can't
Burna
just
Boy.
you can't just stop. But the truth is that even with his catalog of music, and yeah, I think that that thing's going to run for a long time.
Okay.
But I mean, I mean, sometimes you can stop being actively in front of it to do something else, still under the same music business. But so it depends. But I do see him retiring now.
Let's close up with the messages here for us. This one comes up saying that do people still watch the VMAs? But very happy for Rema. Rest in peace, Mobad. So sad for a life taken so quickly, gone so soon. And this one from Victor Sheun says RMD might have said that probably after escaping a major sex scandal, well planned out by a woman. Now, Xavier from Bagada closed the message up for us this morning saying if she has a good voice, that's talking about DJ Copy, she's good to go. But that means she may want to change the dynamics of Ashake's music. Chivo Savage, Shei started up as backup singers. So
True.
it's not bad. Probably she wants to go through the ropes. Okay. I'm not married, but looking at my parents and their 35 years, if being together, it takes intention to remain faithful to a partner. We are products of biology, so a lot can be going on, but it's the resolve to mind over matter. That's what he says. That's it. It's a wrap on the show this morning.
Brilliant. Thank you very much for having me. James Silas is on Instagram, Facebook,